I mean, it's going to be going from like a black and white TV to full HD. You know the countdown drill, right? 3, 2, 1, lift off. The important thing with GOES is to remember 3, 4, 5. We're getting 3 times the data. That's coming in with 4 times the resolution in areas we haven't had high resolution satellite imagery before. And those images are coming in 5 times faster than ever before. This new satellite will help bring the United States satellite fleet into the top of its class.
We were able to cover more than half of the planet with the most sophisticated weather forecast technology and observations ever flown from space.
There's no denying the fact that weather forecasting is going to get a lot more accurate, and more lives will be saved once the newest in NOAA's fleet of weather satellites takes off Thursday evening. GOES will provide high-resolution data from New Zealand and East Asia all the way to the coast of West Africa.
These satellites are giving us the ability to look at some storms as often as every 30 seconds, allowing forecasters to see storms as they're developing instead of as they've already taken place.
And liftoff.
The rocket carrying GOES will be one of the strongest available to the carrier United Launch Alliance, a carrier which has played a historic role in America's weather satellite fleet, launching every one since the first one 42 years ago.
We're thrilled to play an important part in the GOES constellation.
Once GOES takes flight Thursday evening, it'll continue the upgrade to NOAA's weather satellite fleet, keeping the system running through 2036.
Go Atlas, go Centaur, and go GOES.
That excitement definitely building here at the Kennedy Space Center. And as I mentioned, that launch is set for Thursday, 4:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We'll continue to bring you behind-the-scenes look all throughout the week. And tomorrow, that's going to be the fun day. We get up close and personal with a rocket. We're going to be just a few hundred yards away, be able to get lots of good video and photos of it. We'll bring that to you and basically why the satellite is so important. For now, reporting live at the Kennedy Space Center, I'm meteorologist Nick Stewart, CBS 2 News. On Thursday evening, United Launch Alliance is scheduled to launch the Atlas V rocket, 197 feet tall. The 4 solid rocket boosters combined with the main engine rockets will put about 2.5 million pounds of thrust at takeoff. It'll lift all 1 million pounds of the rocket into orbit. That satellite at the very top of the rocket, only about 7,000 pounds, but we need all of that power to put it in geosynchronous orbit, which is about 22,000 miles above your head.
Not until this system gets into space and gets checked out, it takes about 30 to 60 days to get completely checked out, will I think we as meteorologists completely breathe a sigh of relief.
Nervous anticipation is growing ahead of Thursday's launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Wednesday marked an important milestone in the GOES launch campaign. The Atlas V rocket, carrying our next generation weather satellite, made the quarter-mile trip from the building it was put together to the launch pad. GOES will provide better high-resolution weather coverage where right now we cannot see major storms in high resolution, and these are the storms that impact the Midwest.
And that updated information every 5 minutes, every minute, every 30 seconds is going to be able to be integrated into the computer models that we use to forecast the weather across the entire country.
From the clouds, we extract the winds and we input that into our global models. And we're going to get 3 to 5 times more winds than we used to.
Once GOES is operational, that's just the beginning. There's so much data coming in from our 2 new weather satellites that improvements will be made for years to come.
We're not really resting. We're actually saying, well, this is great, but what more can we extract? How can we exploit this really cool information to do our job to protect lives and property?
From the Kennedy Space Center, I'm meteorologist Nick Stewart, Fox 28 News at 9. We are just hours away, Janae. I mean, it's counting down until 4:02 p.m. Central Time. That's when we expect GOES to take flight aboard the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket. Now, you know by now, the satellite's going to offer 3 times more data at 4 times the resolution. That's going to be coming in at 5 times faster than ever before over the Pacific Ocean, which is great for eastern Iowa because a lot of our weather originates from the Pacific Ocean and moves through the Midwest. But it's not just forecasters like myself and Rebecca that's going to be benefiting from the satellite. Another legendary team in the field of meteorology is also already benefiting from its twin sister. So GOES launched back in November of 2016, and the National Hurricane Hunters have been using it in this past hurricane season. Their mission is to drop scientific instruments in the center of hurricanes, and they have to avoid rain that may corrupt their data. having the better resolution with GOES 16, again GOES S's twin sister, it makes their mission much more precise.
We're flying up in the central dense overcast, especially in the G4. We can't tell whether we're in a rain band or not. So we can use the satellite imagery for that, and the rapid scan just gives you that information that much sooner. It's going to be super valuable for everybody.
Absolutely everybody will benefit from GOES S. Now, the weather, you really cannot ask for better weather ahead of a rocket launch. We're a little breezy today. We're dealing with wind gusts about 25 to 30 miles per hour. That should stay below the 38 mile per hour threshold that would scrub a rocket launch. The other concern are these cumulus clouds that we have out here. Some of those clouds may be a little bit too thick. We'll keep an eye on the weather throughout the day, but right now, all systems are go for GOES S coming up at 4:02 p.m. Central Time. So back here at the Kennedy Space Center, we're going to bring you constant updates to CBS 2 as we go through the day today. Likely a full recap tonight on CBS 2 News 10 at 10. But for now, reporting live at the Kennedy Space Center and Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart, CBS 2 News at noon. Good evening, Kelly. That was incredible. I hope you watched that live feed because that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. The Atlas V rocket with 2.5 million pounds of thrust is now sending GOES S into orbit about 22,000 miles above our head. And I gotta say, it was quite the show. Take a look at this video that was shot by that building that was behind me. Basically, the closest you can get. Rocket was brilliantly bright. I've seen 2 nighttime rocket launches. I've never seen a daylight one before, and it was brighter than the sun, I gotta tell you. And I was a freshman in college when they first started pushing this whole GOES Next Generation Weather Satellite series, and to kind of see it be completed today, it's kind of amazing. We're now gonna get that same 345, 3 times the amount of data at 4 times the resolution, faster, 5 times faster than ever before. I mean, we're going to have incredible data now across the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the United States of America, and it's really just going to help our forecasting capabilities. All of that data goes right into our weather models. So coming up on CBS 2 News 10 at 10, we will know for sure if GOES S is safely in orbit. For now, reporting live at the Kennedy Space Center, I'm Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart, CBS 2 News. Wasn't that an incredible launch? I mean, we had that rocket as basically as tall as like a 20-story building lifting off with 2.5 million pounds of thrust. That was pretty cool. Putting our satellite, which is about the size of a small school bus, almost into orbit. We have a few stages to go. Here's what we know right now. That satellite did successfully detach from the rocket, a huge milestone. And another huge milestone is that the solar panels, the solar array, which gives power to that satellite while it's in orbit, also deployed completely successfully. You really could not ask for a better launch by United Launch Alliance.
And liftoff of the Atlas V and NOAA's GOES S, a highly sophisticated weather-watching eye in the sky.
Precisely as planned, the Atlas V rocket carrying GOES S, our next-generation weather satellite, took off Thursday evening. It was almost destined to launch right on time, considering the incredible track record the GOES S program has had over the years.
I gotta say, it's been on schedule for a March 1st launch for 2 years, and it's a little bit unheard of to maintain a schedule to the precise day for such a long time.
It will now take about 2 weeks for the satellite to get into its new home, 22,000 miles overhead, centered over the Pacific Ocean in the GOES West position.
It'll monitor all of the upstream wind conditions and moisture conditions that are so important for the numerical weather prediction models that meteorologists use to then derive their forecasts.
Not only will the higher quality images help meteorologists, but how fast those images are coming in will be life-saving.
And you can imagine being in Iowa and the Midwest Tornado Alley that every minute counts.
You know, the standard that's over Iowa right now, well, GOES S adds 2 more mesoscale sectors, and one of those can be as far east as over Iowa as well. So we have the capability for backup.
Now, we're going to continue to follow the progress of GOES S in the coming months. What we do believe will happen in about 3 months, GOES S will transmit its first image back to Earth, and hopefully in about 6 months, it'll be becoming a constant stream of data from the weather satellite, almost in fully operational mode. There'll still be some testing that'll go on, hopefully fully operational in about a year. For now, reporting live at the Kennedy Space Center, I'm Weather First meteorologist Nick Stewart, Fox 28 News at 9.
Thanks for joining us for another awesome rocket launch.
That date was set like 2 years ago, and it nailed it. That's impressive.